a street person out there looking for y'all, man, come join us. No, we need some people in the communities, our government officials saying, hey, no, you don't need to join that. Here's an alternative. You can do this. You can give them some choices. We don't give them choices, then you can't sit there and say it's their fault. We have to get choice. And when I was a young person, I didn't know what I was going to do. So how are you going to expect someone that's 15 to have an understanding of how he's going to live his life when the choices have been taken away from him even before he starts?
Well, I think that one of the things that we can do is, and I say we because we're a part of the community, to commune means to come together. And so I think that a couple of things go on. First, you have to care about the community that's lost. And so when you care about something, you're willing to give your all to rebuild, to redevelop, to do whatever it takes to build up that which has been torn down for its betterment. And then another thing that we have to do is we have to not be fearful or intimidated to take structured programming into these communities, whether it's through the extension of the schools, after-school programs, park districts, whatever. There are a lot of people that I talk to daily that don't know about opportunities and programs that's right at their front door.
Yeah,
that's right.
And so with technology being as savvy as it is.
How can they find out about those opportunities?
Well, one of the ways that people can find out about opportunities is technology. You can go on Google. You can type in mentor programs in Chicago, and a list of programs will probably come up. Another thing is you can look at the organizations that's in your community. Phi Beta Sigma has a phenomenal youth program, the Sigma Beta Club. We just took 57 boys through our rites of passage ceremony on December 6th. There were 57 young men in this city that were celebrated in a public rites of passage ceremony. That platform afforded their role models, which were their fathers, father figures, their brothers, uncles, grandfathers, athletic coaches, teachers, everyone that has an optimistic influence. It allowed them to come and stand and bridge the gap with these young
Okay,
men.
Sheldon, I'm going to stop you, man, because I'm going to be a young man. I don't care that you get all those programs. I didn't heard all this stuff before. Nobody's really helping me. Why am I going to trust this program based on the other programs that said they was going to do something and didn't do anything?
What you have to do in that instance is you have to be willing to step out on faith and give something a chance.
Yeah.
You have to want betterment. Teaching young people about mentorships, one of the things that mentorships provide is teaching people how to foster relationships. Mm-hmm. In relationships, you are working on earning the trust. The first time there's a flaw in something, I don't think that says that I can't trust you. I think that we work together to build that trust because we're both imperfect.
So I'm going to go to Andre for a second. Andre, talk to me, man, because there's brothers out there that's saying, I'm tired of, talking about programs, or they're not even going to try. Should we go to them? Should we build the village instead of waiting for the village to come to us?
No, we need to take the initiative. We need to take the initiative to step out on faith and capture our youth up to date, because see, that's supposed to be our future. And if we waiting on society to do something, we'll be back 1,000 more years. So what we have to do is step out and encourage these people. If you got to grab them by the hand, because that's my method of doing it.
I'm sorry. I'm so glad you said that, because one of the questions was, a lot of young people out in the street don't have access to computers and things. And I was going to ask you that. So you actually, said what I was looking for to do. You take them by the hand.
You have to take them by the hand and show them. And like what Shelton was saying, building trust. Maybe you have to step out and do something maybe totally obsolete or to get a person's attention, to let you know that there is love, there is care. It might not be in your household, but it's another individual that do care about your well-being and where you're going to end up tomorrow. So that's what I do. If I got to snatch you by the hand, because that's the way I come up, and I wish I would have had that.
Exactly. I've gone into schools. I've gone into high schools. I've gone into high schools in the suburbs and in the city and recruited young people. They didn't come to me. I came to them. I've taken off work and put on assembly programs
that's what I want to
at
hear.
their school, so that I could, meet their need. Mm-hmm. I took off work. So so we do go out to them. I do realize that most people, a lot of people don't have computers or they don't have the things to access what we sometimes take for granted. However, we also go and meet them where they are.
Yeah. And let me just say this one thing. We're talking about African Americans and stuff like that and shooting violence and things like that and helping out there. I don't want anybody to get confused that, that's the only people, that's happening. They're saying statistically since 2011, they've been taking statistics that a staggering 83% of white murders are killed by fellow Caucasians. So this is not just a African American black issue. This is an issue that's happening with everybody. It's not just black men killing black men.
And it's not just black kids doing unsavory things.
Right.
Because when you look at Columbine, when you look at things that have happened, how is it that you don't know your son is in the garage building a bomb? Yeah. How do you not know what's going on? Do you do random checks of their backpacks? Do you do random checks of their phone? Pull their phone, pull their computer, pull their iPad. Right. Look and see what they're talking about on Facebook,
Stop being
Instagram.
Their friends.
Look and see who they're Skyping with.
Yeah.
Look and see what these young people are doing because, as I said earlier, technology is very savvy now. But you can do a random check, and then you will see just what type of activity is going on. And it's not black kids that's doing things of those extremes. Yeah, we have our issues in our community and our culture, but other people have greater issues and greater problems.
Right, and it's just not talked about.
They get a movie deal off of it, too.
But go ahead with your next question, girl. So another editorial over there.
Okay. Well, they do. They get movie
yeah, that's true.
Okay.
What do you think Lifetime came from?
Lifetime, 60
minutes,
Dateline, all of that. We get to see all of them kill each
it.
other. But anyway, what's the thing you say? That is not the views of the Let's Stay Together show.
Yeah, that's the view of Brenda McCain and not the views of the Let's Stay Together show.
Anyway, this question
we want to stay on the air. There you go.
This question is, do you feel that due to the generation gap, there should be a nurturing parenting program set in place to address the generational cycle of violence, like your child in a garage building a bomb, in which parents rear children in the context of the violence they experience?
I'm going to go with Andre over here first. Go ahead, man. I'm going to come in.
Dealing with parents, I mean, yes, it should be. I mean, when a woman decides to have a child, it's not like we was born with instructions how to do this. But I mean, when I was saying earlier about it's no positive men in the household. So as far as monitoring, it's really in a lot of households, not just in Chicago, but across America, there's not being monitoring about the day-to-day activities of what their child is doing. And so now you got a lot of different outside entities invading your children's direction of thoughts. You see, so how do we change that equation? It's like we need to. It's so many elements that we have to get to this point as far as trying to save our youth. Because first of all, we need both parents to be a viable tool in their child's life to see success. I mean, I applaud women that actually have raised some children, but it's not on the majority. We need both parents. We need positive men. We need men to show these young children and as well their daughters as well how to be an adult. You see?
Yeah, Sheldon, give me about 60 seconds on that. We're finna wrap the show up in a few minutes.
I think there should be an implementation process of parenting counseling and some things that should go place. You know, as a culture, we tend to frown upon therapy and counseling sessions, but that stuff is actually helpful because there are people that are licensed to equip us with what we need. And I think a lot of prayer can help.
Amen.
Like you said, if we keep Christ in things,
Amen.
God don't always equip who he called, but God can equip God don't always call the equips, but God can equip who he calls.
Right.
And so I think that when people come to God and when people bring their situations to those that are equipped in areas and where they can be beneficial for them, I think that's to their advantage.
And I'm going to tell you something, and this is an editorial for Reverend McCain and the Let's Stay Together show, because this is a Christian show. If we continue to move God out of the equation, we're going to constantly be separate. It's not going to work. I don't care how many people you bring into this community, this country, and you want to be able to say we don't want to. This country was founded on "In God We Trust." We've got to get back to the point where we let people know when you come to this country, we believe in God and we're going to follow the foundations that God has given us. Sandra, we're about to get ready to go off, honey. I'm going to let you come on real quick, okay? Sandra, are you there, Sandra? I mean, what's it? I'm sorry, the last name is Sanders. What's the first name? Alona, how you doing? This is Let's Stay Together show. What's your question?
I just wanted to make a comment. And I was listening to the topics that you guys were bringing up and some of the solutions that you were bringing up. And I just wanted to also commend Deacon Shelton.
Deacon Shelton, okay.
I know
Deacon.
him.
Okay, so that's where you call it. You know, Deacon. Okay, go ahead, girl. I'm teasing you.
But I wanted to just commend him on the program that he's involved in with the young men. And I just wanted to say that we're talking about training programs and money that's thrown at companies to come into our neighborhoods. But I'm just of the belief that it goes back to the basics. And who would want to bring their business into our neighborhoods when we want to keep them clean? You know, we don't take pride in our neighborhoods. We don't take pride in the work we perform. And it just kind of goes back to the basics of things that were taught in my generation.
Yes.
And I know Deacon Shelton, we are about the same age. We went to high school together.
You must have went to Julian, huh?
The best.
Hey,
Julian.
Alona.
What's up, Alona?
Hey, Jaguars.
Jags for life in the
Got a
house.
lot of Jaguars in here. I went
Jags
there
for
too.
life. Percy Jags.
Hey,
But
well,
I just want to tell you guys that I think a lot of this goes back to getting these kids very early. And it goes back to the education.
yes.
And a lot of our companies are gone. They're overseas. That's a fact of life. So the jobs that my uncles and my dad got when they came here from Mississippi, working at the Helene Curtis, things like that, they're not available. We're on a global market now.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
it goes back to education for young for these kids to compete.
Hey, we thank you for giving the Let's Stay Together show a call, and we're grateful to have Deacon Sheldon on here with us as well. Thank you for listening, and we hope you keep on listening, okay?
Thank you.
And
You
God
guys
bless
have a
you,
good
honey.
evening.
All right. Hey, baby, what we got right now? I'm going to let you back on the show. What
That
you got to
was a
say?
sweet blast from the past. Hey, the McCain train is pulling into our last stop.
Woo, woo.
Woo, woo, woo. And we want to thank, y'all sound like that camel now. And we want to thank Shelton and AndreJuan.
Deacon Sheldon.
Deacon Shelton
Yeah.
and Minister
And Minister.
AndreJuan for joining us on the McCain train.
Yeah. Woo. And we want to just once again, 1 year ago, we started off the Let's Stay Together show with the vision of God that is given to us. And we want to just thank God for continuously blessing us, bringing us excellent guests. Most of the people that we've had on this show, I say about 95% of them, we probably never met before in our life, but God has blessed us so much with meeting so many people that we have today. Sheldon is one of Brenda's good friends, and my good boy over here, AJ Dub. We met each other. Happened to be in a car dealership. So it was just awesome how things had inspired, how God has done things. The vision of God, you follow the vision of God, God will make room for the vision. If it's just you, this was not me. I had no desire to be in a radio show at all, but I wanted to be a pastor. And God said, you're going to pastor the airways. And he gave me the vision, and I was smart enough to follow the vision of God. And so 1 year later, we've done great things. We got great things coming up. We've got a TV thing. We're going to be doing TV in 2015. We're going to be going to possibly 2 hours for the Let's Stay Together show. So God is placing a lot of increase. And so we thank God. I give hats off to God for all that you
Amen.
do. Love you, Jesus. Thank you for continuously blessing the Let's Stay Together show. We couldn't do it without you.
Prayer works.
Yeah, so we're about to get ready to go off the air. Baby, you got one thing to say before that music come?
I love you guys. Happy New Year.
We love you too. Happy New Year.
I love my Julie Nice and my good friend Andre over there. See, I can say his name right.
Okay.
Andre.
Okay, well, you can't say church.
I was eating chocolate.
But you can go to church.
Yeah, you go to church. She's doing her Tyler Perry Medea kind of thing. I'm just waiting for the music. Once the music come, I'm through. Hey, there you go. See, I can hear the music. Y'all can't hear the music. Hey, thank you for listening to the Let's Stay Together show. We hope you'll be back next Tuesday at 8 p.m. where we'll be talking about another show. Baby, give me that show real quick. You knew I was going there.
Hey, you was going there. That shirt is coming clean in 2015.
Coming clean in 2015. We'll see you next week on the Let's Stay Together show. See you soon. Woo, woo.
Urban Broadcast Media, proudly broadcasting from studios located in the Bronzeville community in the city of Chicago. Heard around the world at urbanbroadcastmedia.com. UBM Talk. Service